like this is what I wanted to do. I was doing like random part-time jobs in university. I dropped out, went all in, met Aaron, and everything changed.
How much did you do last month in September?
Uh, 414,250.
Wow. What is going on, guys? My name is Aaron Thomas. I'm here with Zorad. He is one of the setters on one of my offers that I currently manage. And he had a huge month, a month that I don't think any setter has done in the space. So Zorad, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself, say who you are, where you're from, and things like that.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Zorad. I've been in the online space for about 6 months now. Started off like this is what I wanted to do. I was doing like random part-time jobs in university. I knew I wanted to do this. I dropped out, went all in, and met Aaron, and yeah, everything changed.
Nice, bro. Yeah, I guess what changed specifically for you?
When it comes to like the process, the biggest thing is like the process and the structure, which I was missing. I knew coming into sales, like, okay, like I started as a setter. I knew that we focused heavily like on scriptless, like no scripts and everything. But it was just the idea of it. Like I didn't have any framework, any process, any structure. And that's like when I met you, like everything changed, sort of started clicking. Um, like the intro, what do you need to say in the intro? What do you need to say the discovery? How do you go deeper in the discovery? How do you pitch? Like everything, like A to Z.
That's good, bro. Yeah, because I remember we met back in well, we didn't meet, but we started training closely back in April, I think, end of April. Um, and what offer were you on? Well, you don't have to say exact offer, but I believe you're on an offer. And like, how much cash were you collecting with that one specifically?
Yeah, I was on multiple offers actually. One was a fitness offer. It was just grossly mismanaged, to be honest. But then I was on a offer. They were selling sales coaching, so sales coaching and then placements. The company was doing around 200K. Like personally, I just left after 4 days because it just wasn't the culture fit. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What made you want to be a setter in the first place? Or I guess get into high ticket sales.
That's a good question. For me, I always knew like communication is a strong point for me, like growing up as well. And I did want to do something related to like public speaking or communication, and then also wanted to do something of my own, like an online business. I always had this thing inside of me. And then when I found like high ticket sales through like the big guys like Iman, Alex Hormozi, I was like, this is the perfect place to start because you don't have the responsibility of the entire business,
Mhm.
but you're handling one of the most important sides, which is the sales, because that's what drives the revenue. And then once you're in there, you're learning sales, you're learning the marketing when you're actually behind the scenes. And that's when you do have like the fundamental building blocks for when you start your own thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because one thing that I realized is that sales is like, and I'm sure you know this too, but like sales is a superpower. You know, when I first got into setting, I understood that on a deep level. And it's like if you can do setting or sales scriptless, right? Mainly scriptless, you can go on any offer you want and crush it. So yeah, okay. Well, I mean, let's get into the juicy stuff. Like when you first came on, I believe we had our biggest month. We did around $333,000, but then next month we did 416K. How much did you collect that month in cash?
So it was the month of June. I came in and I did about 124,000 cash collected that month.
Okay, awesome. And then so 124, that was your biggest month before this month or last month, September. How much did you do last month of September?
That was around 62,000 cash collected
Okay. No, I meant September. Like, how much did you cash collect?
in September.
Yeah.
Uh, 414,250.
Wow. Um, and guys, keep in mind, we're not going to say how much he made off that, just anywhere between 3 to 5% of that. But yeah, that's like I haven't heard anybody do those type of numbers. When I saw your setting tracker, I was like, I didn't know what to say to be honest with you, bro. Because those are usually closer numbers, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. And keep in mind, guys, he's doing this from triaging and also outbound setting as well. So it's a mixture of both. I guess like what changed for you mentally when, because obviously before you're on offers that weren't doing well. So like what changed for you mentally when you came on this offer to now you're making, I mean, absurd amount per month and collecting a lot.
I would say it's not just like mentally. I guess the biggest thing is actually having really good leadership. And I would say like Aaron and then the other person running the offer as well. They're super well managed, super organized, like nitpicking everything because that's like what actually drives and changes things. For me, like mentally, what changed was when I actually started having these conversations. And I mean, you were reviewing my calls. Like at the start, it was super rough. But I understood like having more conversations that like just help people. Like just be genuine and try to help people as much as you can. And if you can't, then that's okay. But with people that you really feel like you can help them, do your best. And that was the biggest shift that I had from even learning the framework. I was super sticky with the framework, but then the actual transition came when I actually let go and detach myself from the outcome. I know you know this. Like
Yeah.
we had our class on the one-on-ones. That was a big thing for me. But that's where the biggest change happened.
And yeah, that's the biggest thing too, because a lot of setters they get like they just want to set people just to set. And oh yeah, I have 100 sets, but only 11 of them close. Like that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you not only collect a lot of cash, but you have like a 92% show rate for the month of September, which is crazy. Your show rate's always been in the high 80s, like 90s. You know what I mean? Guys, keep in mind, like you said you're from Hungary, right? Like what's the time zone difference? Because I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, 6 hours. So I'm 6 hours behind or ahead of EST.
Yeah, so keep in mind that like we run webinars and stuff like that, but Zorad will literally be up at like 12 a.m. my time. I'm in California and it's like 8 a.m. for him. He's still dialing, well, not dialing people, but he's still working. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show that in order for you to succeed in this role, but also sales in general, you need to have that dog within you. And Zorad is always coming to me like, yo, can we have extra role plays? Can we do extra one-on-ones? I want to be the best I can be at setting, so that way I can just be the best closer I can be. Like he's just always willing to learn and have that thirst for knowledge. And if you don't have that, like you won't see results like this. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Cool. Well, I guess what would you say is the most valuable part about um like the training that I provide to you and I guess the rest of the setters?
I would say like, and I'm being completely honest, like you actually care. That's the biggest thing. Like you've been through this like 2 years. You just said it yourself. Like I know your story, and you start with cold calling with your own agency. You've been through the trenches. You know what it's like, and you know the process exactly from A to Z. And it's like passing on that knowledge. I would say the biggest thing from you, what I saw compared to other people as well, is that your ability to break down concepts, break it down to the point where anyone can understand it, and it's super easy to grasp. And it's like a lot of the one-on-ones we've been on, it's like a light bulb moment in my head. I don't even know how many times I've had it, just like a click. And then when I go on the next conversation, I'm like, this is exactly what Aaron spoke about. And that's,
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember, like we were talking about right around the authority question and how to go deeper on that when I don't have a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
And then the exact call, the next call I took, that's exactly what happened. And then I implemented the framework. Well, it was still scriptless, but like getting more clarity around that question. So that was a game changer as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro, because I do my best to help you guys understand everything with analogies, right? Like the water filtration system one, or um another one, for example, where like I remember the beginning when you came in and you were asking a lot of closing questions. And that was a bad habit that you had. And I was like, bro, like we gotta if you can understand open-ended questions instead of closed-ended, you will be a killer. And I mean, look what happened. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
The thing is like with setting, people don't really get it, but like it's such an important aspect of the entire process. And I didn't understand that either. But with you, like when I started learning, I was like, no, it's way deeper than I imagined. It's not just like financially qualifying and like a little bit of discovery, seeing if they actually need the product, but it's actually a lot more. Because when you do get those like big points, like big pillars of why someone wants to do what they're doing, that's when you actually like make the sale, and that's when you actually genuinely help the person on the other end.
Exactly. And would you say that setting's more important than closing? Like if
I would
there's
say,
yeah, I mean if there's no
it's like
setting process, yeah, go ahead.
It's like the thing you talked about, the water filtration system. Like we're filtering out the people, and then we're moving on, like pushing the people to actually the closing call where we know like okay, like we can really help them.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Well, I mean, for people that are like watching this that are either not doing as well in setting, that are brand new to high ticket sales, like what type of advice would you say to them, or what would you say to your old self getting started?
Oh, there's a couple of things. I would say the biggest thing is you don't know what you don't know. So you really have to take that leap of faith and you have to invest in yourself. And I'm really, really happy that I found Aaron because he was the one who actually got me the role. So the placement as well. And it's all of it. Like you just don't know what you don't know. And once you get into it, you're like, one circle opens and then you're learning and you're like, oh shit, like there's so much more to this. It goes so much deeper than I ever imagined. And when you grasp everything, like I said, you break down everything to the point where you can understand it to the T. That's when things start to make sense. And my advice to everyone would be take a risk, invest in yourself, and never quit. Like you really have to put the work in. It's not easy, but once you get the hang of it, once you have the momentum, it just works.
I love that, bro. Yeah, it's not easy, but it is simple, Just put the reps in, ask for feedback, the feedback loop, right? You ask for help, put the implementation in, and then you just repeat. So that's lovely, bro. Well, I mean, do you have any last words before we do I guess hop off?
Not really. I would say like sales is a mirror. Like who you are outside of sales is who you are in sales. And that's like another aspect with Aaron. Like having these one-on-ones, it's super like crucial and critical because something may be going on in your life and like with me as well, like personally. And we had those one-on-ones and we sorted things out and magically like the sales process just becomes better. So yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, sales is a mirror and it's energetic too as well. Because I mean, if you're very pessimistic or you're very negative about yourself or just about things in general, I mean, that'll reflect in your sales calls. You'll get shitty leads and you'll get just things that happen to you. So you always have to be positive, even when things do not, aren't going your way. So yeah, well, I appreciate you, Zorad. I hope you guys watching this, I hope you watching this get some sort of value from this. I will paste my community down in the description below so that you guys can get the same amount of help that I gave Zorad. And yeah, pretty much what we're doing is we are giving elite training plus placement in the community. So if you guys need a role or you guys need training, just go ahead, hop in there. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.